Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here today. I am Mickey Feldman-Simon. I am the founder of I'm Back at Work, and I'm very excited to have Jen Karofsky here with us today to talk to you about commitment. A little bit about me. I have taken multiple career breaks throughout my life to take care of my kids, to move continents, take care of my parents, and I've always successfully returned to the workforce. And I decided to start I'm Back at Work and to help other women return to the workforce. That has been my commitment. And I use my over 25 years experience in HR, recruiting, business development to help women throughout that process, through all the webinars that are on the website. Please feel free to browse through them, and one-on-one coaching. And now I want to make sure that you can see our presentations. So I want to make sure that you can navigate the webinar panel. So your panel may look like the image on the right where it is all closed up, or the image on the left where it is expanded. And to open and close it, you just click on the orange arrow and that will open or close the panel for you. You can also move the panel out of the way if it's now obstructing the presentation. You just click anywhere at the top of the panel, you click and you drag it out of the way. Now, in the last 5 minutes of the presentation, we will have a Q&A session. And to ask questions, you just click on the gray questions bar, and then you type in your questions in the blue rectangle underneath, and we will address all of your questions at the end of the webinar. I am now going to turn my video camera off so that you can concentrate on the presentation, and I'm going to pass it on to you, Jen. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you so much, Mickey. Thank you for having me and for creating such a wonderful platform for people to find resources and get support during this time in their life. Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Karofsky, and I'm going to briefly tell you a little bit about myself before we get into the presentation. I'm a mom. I have two one teenager, one 20-year-old, a boy and a girl. Very fortunate to be their mom. I've been a wife for over 23 years, so I understand that phase as well. And I'm a coach. I started my business when my son was born, actually. I had been working in public and private sectors, schools and counseling centers as a clinician. And when my son Adam was born, I decided to start my business, and so I could take him with me. Actually, to be quite honest, I was nursing, and it was the easiest way for me to do my work and be a mom. My role is to help people curate their lives. And what in the world does that mean? I help people carefully choose what's most important for them and help them live the lives that they want. During times of transition, this can be incredibly valuable. Most of my clients come to me when they are going through something, as with most coaches, and they want support. So carefully choosing is really about being intentional and deliberate. I specialize in family systems. I love working with families, communication, life transition, as I mentioned, marriage, and parenting. I primarily also work with entrepreneurs, a lot of people who are getting out and starting their own businesses. So the reason I am talking about commitment today, and we're going to dive into that, is because really without committing to something, you cannot get anything done. Prior to them, exactly me doing this webinar, for example, I had to commit to making the time, scheduling, going through a process, learning a new system. First, my time using a webinar, so I'm excited about that. And it was quite a process. I'm also the founder of the Courageous Living Project, which is a group for 20-something women, well, I should say women in their 20s, to come together and have support and talk about life challenges. It's a lovely opportunity for them to come together, and it is a free service that I provide. So right now I'm going to turn off my camera as well so that you can focus on the presentation, and we will dive right in. Here we go. Without commitment, nothing happens. if you have an opportunity to Google TD Jakes after we are together, he does an incredible sermon about commitment, and he's very passionate. And the truth is without intentionality, you will not reach your goals. The beginning of the year is a big time of goal setting, but now it's springtime, and it's really an opportunity for you to in a sense, birth what you wanted to, what you intended to at the beginning of the year. So my hope today is that you will leave with something new to support you as you move towards your goals. Commitment is what transforms the promise into reality. So you might have set commitments or set goals, excuse me, at the beginning of the year or at different points during the year. And it's sometimes becomes such a big thing that we don't know what to do with it. It takes on a life of its own. But I want you to know that you are capable of commitment. You got up this morning, possibly brushed your teeth, and you're here on this webinar with me to look more closely at how you can reach your goals. So the act of committing truly changes one thing to another. It takes an idea and turns it into something amazing. Extraordinary is built just like anything else. It starts with an idea, and it's the commitment that sees it through. So you might be here for many reasons, or maybe just one. But my sense is that you're looking to change something, a belief or a thought, a situation. Given that we're on the platform about going back to work, you might be exploring what it means to go back to work for you. Or maybe you're looking specifically at a job. Maybe you have to get your resume in order. What you focus on will grow. It's truly about intentionality. And I work with people who want to design their life. They want to take steps to make a difference in their life. So starting right in this moment, as we dive in, I invite you to stand in the perspective that you are 100% in charge of your life. I am talking about radical personal responsibility. This beautiful image that you're looking at, this started with an idea, but it took commitment, it took focus to accomplish what we are looking at. Going through a process, reaching a goal, heading towards a desired outcome might be hard. You might take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. That's the way it works. It's just a process. So again, standing in the perspective that you are 100% in charge of your life, you have the opportunity to break free and move forward into a place that serves you better. A goal without a plan is just a wish. I love this. When I'm talking today about the plan, what I'm really talking about is a system. It's not really a formal system. It's something that when I'm working towards something or my clients are working towards something, there are specific components that we stand in that help us move forward towards our desired outcome. So in a sense, what I'm going to present is a model. I made it a model, but I'm not a systems girl. It's not really what I do. I work with people around design. And what we have found is that standing on something that is clear and that we can draw out feels supportive. So today I will be asking a lot of questions. So I invite you to grab some paper and have something to write with. There might be something that sparks your interest, or a thought that you want to save for later. There might be something that you see that you want to write down. So just grab something. Today, what I'm sharing is very fluid. And although I am sharing it in a very linear process, I want you to know that it has a flow. So I invite you to be open and to be curious, to commit to our time together, all in, because this is all about you. So, commitment and goal setting. As you can see, I put goal at the top because that's what we're working towards. So let's just use a big one that people have in the beginning of the year. Weight loss. People set a goal. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to go to the gym every day. But most people, most goals are not followed through upon. That's because they don't stand on a solid foundation. In the middle, in green, you'll see personal values. And all around, you'll see 5 circles: the why, the intention, action, support, and accountability. These are the components of a system to help you go from you towards your goal. Let me break it down a little further. Really, the goal is the desired outcome. And your values are what's most important. Don't worry, I'm going to go deeper even after this slide. The why is your reason. The intention is who you will be. The action is what you will do. Support is your people. And accountability is who you're going to check in with. So here we go. Let's take a look at personal values, core values, the center of the model. Values is who we are. It's about our authentic self, our inner guide, even your compass. Clear values create a strong foundation for your life. And well understood values make life decisions easier. Values can be uncovered in many ways, but the process of clarifying values can often be difficult and frustrating, especially when somebody says, "What are your values?" Steve Jobs said, "You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards." So take a look back just for a moment. What do you see? What do you hold most important? For example, if you're stepping into looking at getting a new job, what that might look like for you, entering the workforce, and you hold family as a core value of yours, and the jobs you're looking at, or spending time with family maybe, and the jobs you're looking at are requiring you to be out from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. That might not match you. If productivity is a value of yours and you aren't getting things done that you want to or need to, where's the disconnect for you? Why is that not happening? So ask yourself this: what must you have in your life in order to feel fulfilled? I know basic needs are there, food and shelter, etc. But beyond that, what's a non-negotiable for you? So for me, being in service is a non-negotiable. I like to be in service to people. And I had a job once where that was not happening, and it was uncomfortable, and it was tight, and it did not serve me. So I knew that was not my place. Values, being clear on who you are, will be the foundation for what we're building the rest of this process on together today. So now we're going to look at the circles that went around the green circle, okay? Your why, the reason. If you're setting a goal or you've set a goal, why? What's the reason you set that goal? Why did you set it now? Now is incredibly important here, and you can bring it back to your values. You can also bring it back to the need and the deep desire. But standing on your values, as I mentioned before, will make these decisions much easier. Sometimes the why does not match us. Sometimes the why was set upon someone else's ask, someone else's desire for us or expectations, or possibly that dreaded word, the should. I should be doing this. You should be doing that. Sometimes with the why, there could be a conflict. I want more financial freedom, and I want to be home for the school bus. There are times that you might see it just one way, but I promise you that there are many perspectives that you could look through in order to get clear on your why. So take a moment and think about why, what a goal is that you've set and why you have set it. And check in and see if it's yours. Is it your why, or did somebody hand it to you? Check in with your values and see if it matches. And like I mentioned, there could be some conflict there. I have a value of providing for my family, and I want to be home all the time. There might be a conflict there, but this is where we can get creative. The next part of the process is intention. This is really about who you will be. Sometimes people say, I have an intention, I have a goal. For me, those are very different. A goal is the desired outcome. The intention is who you will be right now in this moment. You have a choice at all times in how you will be. You have a choice in your thoughts, you have a choice in your words, and you have choice in your actions. So when I talk about intention, it is about the being. My son says I always sound like I'm saying being, but I'm saying being, B-E-I-N-G, how you will be. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That is how much power and control you have. You can intend to believe something will happen. You can intend to focus. You can intend to be present. So notice right now if you're drifting away from our time together. If you intend to do other things, then that's fine. But be honest and look. You can intend to be compassionate with yourself, or you can intend to be hard on yourself. It is how you will be through the process of reaching your goals. It has tremendous power. Now let's take a look at what you will do. So quite often when people set goals, they set a goal and then they go into action. But without the other components, typically people don't succeed. So this is the doing part. This is the part people really like to get into. So I appreciate us looking at the other part as well. This is the what. This is the daily habits, the what you will do. So for some people, writing down what they will do is helpful. And I don't care if you do it in a planner like this or you go digital. But having something written down up on a wall that talks about the time you will focus on your goals, the schedule you will put in place. So for example, if you are working out and you are trying to reach a specific training for a marathon. I was just talking to a marathoner the other day. She has an incredibly focused plan in place. But that's just one part. But she has it scheduled. She knows when she's doing it, and she sets aside the time, excuse me. You have an opportunity to get really creative in this area, the doing part of things. Write it out. Create a structure. Your yeses and nos. This is a great place for your yeses and nos. Saying yes to your goals requires saying no to things that don't align with your desired outcome. This is the place for boundaries. This is a place to say yes. So what's worked for you in the past when you've had a goal? Where have you found success? What have you done that's made a difference for yourself? The next part of this process is the support. I know this is a broad stroke, so just go with me. Support can be many people or just one. Support is the place you will be lifted up. You will have people believing in you and supporting you and cheering you on as you work towards your goals. It could be friends, family, a mentor, a coach, joining a women's group for networking or just for fun and support, even a book group. You will accelerate your success by surrounding yourself with people who make you feel good and believe in you. Accountability. Last part. Accountability is incredibly important when you're working towards something that's important to you. It is so easy to get distracted and so easy to let other things become important, but they're not. Or they might be. But when you're reaching towards something, whether something physical or something related to work or something related to your personal life, it is incredibly helpful to have someone you can check in with. Sharing with another person or a group of people what you're committing to brings in another level of energy. The accountability, it's not like homework, that feeling we have, like, ooh, I have to check in. But it's claiming something out loud to another person. It's a declaration. And it allows for them to check back in with you. How are you doing with that? Did you sit down and work on your resume? Did you set up those interviews? Why or why not? What can I do to help you? So let me tell you a story about Eileen. Eileen came to me a while back. She's 46 years old. She's the mother of 4. very busy with her day-to-day as a mom, but also as a designer. And she's going through a divorce. Eileen was sad and tired. She was overwhelmed, and she didn't know what to do next. She had people making suggestions and saying, you should do this and you should do that. But Eileen knew deep down that she had information inside of her. She just couldn't access it. So as we started to work together, one of the most important things that we did was helping Eileen uncover who she was now. Identifying the values that matched her. So some values are ones that we hold on to our whole lives, but others might shift. And what Eileen had set down into place a number of years ago did not match her anymore. And her circumstances were changing. So Eileen took the opportunity and time to work on and identify who she was now. Eileen's desired outcome, well, she had many, but one of them really was to figure out finances. That was important. It was a priority, in fact. And so her reason was pretty clear. She was still responsible. She had a lot of financial responsibilities and personal responsibilities. And the divorce that she was going through at the time was messy. She decided how she wanted to show up during this process. And the word that she came up with, what she intended, was ease. Although she was going through something tumultuous, she wanted to feel at ease. And it was something that she aligned with every single day. It wasn't always easy, but it was possible. There were things that Eileen had to do. She had to bring in some supports. She had to, or chose to, figure out what to do with her house and how to work through things with her children. One of the resources that she brought in when we come into the area of her people was to decide with her ex-husband that they were going to go through mediation rather than use lawyers. And through all of this, she kept coming back to her values and how she intended to go through this process and reach her desired outcome. Something else that Eileen was able to do with me, but also with some very, very strong women around her, was check in with them. It wasn't about, yeah, you're doing great. It was about, I hear you and I'm with you. And on the days when she felt like it was too much, she made a call. And she leaned on the people that she had brought in at the beginning of the process to help see her through. So doing the inner work, being clear on who she was and what she wanted, letting go of things that were not working for her and prioritizing the things that she had to focus on, getting support, designing her divorce, finding a running group so she could get exercise and have support, brought her to a new place. It brought her to a place where she reconnected with who she is. She chose a position at a design firm that matched the needs that she had now as a single mom. And also a place that honored her values. A place that she could shine. And because of this, because of her commitment to herself, her commitment to the outcome of going through this divorce, she feels freer, clearer, and more confident. So I want you to ask yourself this. Would I feel happy in 1 year from today if I was in exactly the same place? Be honest with yourself. If you're saying, yep, I'm good, then that's amazing. But if being where you are right now is unacceptable, then now is your time to step in. Lean on what I shared with you. If there are parts of that process that I shared with you that work for you, take them. If some of them don't, let it go. What would make a difference for you? If you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. If you're committed, you'll do whatever it takes. Love this quote. I'm interested in a lot of things, and I can bring them in and out of my life. It's not a big deal. But when there's something that I want, I have to go all in. What you want is possible. I know it because I've been there. I have faced crossroads, and I've had to make big decisions and big choices that sometimes have been disruptive and other times incredibly valuable. Committing to a life that you design works so much better when you stand upon who you truly are. And that's why knowing yourself is an incredibly important part of all of this. So what are you working towards? What do you need more of right now? And what are you willing to let go of? So here I ask you, what are you willing to do? Really, this is about who are you willing to be? What are you intending? A shift in a new direction will have extraordinary impact for you. So what is one thing you are willing to do that will bring you a step closer to your goals? Right now is an opportunity to claim it, to go all in with clarity and courage, and to move forward. Choose wisely. If what you're willing to do is setting an intention, setting how you intend to be, then go for it. If what you're willing to do is reach out and ask somebody to support you, then do it. If what you're willing to do is let go of the goal because it wasn't yours and redesign, wow, that would be amazing. You've got this. I have seen people in all stages of goal setting, and it is possible. The people you see out there reaching for the stars and reaching their goals, they're just like you and I. They're us. So I want you to know that I'm here for you. If you need an accountability partner, text me. If you have any questions that you don't want to put up here in public, then email me. If you want to explore coaching, then call me. I want you to know that you can reach your goals. I want you to know that I believe in you, and I believe that you can have the life that you deeply yearn for. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your time with me today.
Thank you, Jen, for that wonderful presentation. And I encourage you all to ask us questions now. So I'll give you a moment to ask questions. And I also want to invite you to join the I'm Back at Work Women's Only Facebook group, where we support each other throughout the process of getting back to work, throughout the careers. And just look up I Am Back at Work on Facebook. There's a page and there's the group, so please join our group. So I'll give you another moment to ask questions. Beth is asking, what would you say is the first step for me to get clarity on moving forward?
It's a great question. So knowing who you are is incredibly valuable. And I would say that is the first step. Although, as I mentioned before, this is not a linear process. We could work on all parts of this at the same time. But understanding who you are and why you set that goal in place will help you move forward.
Okay, so I think we have no more questions at this point. So I want to thank you again, Jen, for the wonderful presentation, and thank you to our audience for joining us here today. And I hope you join us in future presentations as well.
Thank you so much, Mickey. And thanks everyone for coming out today.
Thank you.